Welcome. Tonight, I'm going to guide you through a cognitive shuffle, a science backed technique that helps quiet racing thoughts to ease you into sleep. Here's how it works. Every 8 seconds, I'll describe something simple. Your only job is to picture it, not as a static image, but as if you're there. If I say a red balloon, see yourself holding it. If I say a quiet stream, imagine yourself sitting beside it. Don't analyze. Don't connect one image to the next. Just see it and let it go. This works because your brain naturally shuffles through random images as you drift off. We're simply giving it a head start. Now, get comfortable. Close your eyes. Breathe out the air in your lungs. Now take a slow breath in. And let it out for twice as long. One more time. Breathe in. And let it out now, nice and slow, feeling the air pass your lips as if you're blowing through a straw. Keep breathing at a slow pace, feeling the rise and fall of your stomach. Let's begin. A wooden canoe resting on calm water. A yellow balloon. Folding a wool blanket. A brass bell. Sunlight warming the clay pot. Cotton pillowcase. A tortoise walking across dry leaves. A ceramic bowl. Hands kneading bread dough. A river stone. A hammock swaying between two trees. A linen shirt. An old man pouring tea into a cup. Smooth pebble. A cat stretching in the sunlight. A terracotta tile. Wind moving through tall. A glass marble. A grandfather rocking in a chair. A wicker basket. Steam rising from a bowl of soup. A wooden spool. A child drawing with crayons. A copper coin. Laundry, drying on a line in the breeze. A felt hat. A young man stacking firewood. Clay jug. A heron standing in shallow water. A canvas tote bag. Butter melting on a warm toast. A brass key. A dog curled by a fireplace. A porcelain cup. An old woman winding a ball of yarn. A leather wallet. Leaves floating gently downstream. A wooden house frame. A baker sliding bread into an oven. A tin box. Fog settling into a valley. A wool mitten. A young woman tuning a guitar. Glass bottle. A squirrel, an acorn in its mouth. Cardboard tube. Candlelight flickering on a wall. A stone tile. A fisherman mending a net. A silk ribbon. Honey dripping from a spoon. A wooden crate. A young boy sweeping a porch. A warm ceramic mug. Pelican gliding gracefully over water. Clean white linen napkin. Raindrops sliding down a window. A cork stopper. A grandmother knitting by a fire. Spoon. Ocean waves, soothing sand on the beach. Bamboo rod. Polishing a wooden table. Glass jar. A deer drinking from a stream. Cotton bandana. Snow falling on a barn roof. Brass buckle. A potter shipping clay on a wheel. A leather strap. Shadows of branches on a white wall. A wooden peg. Wind chimes on a porch. A weaver working at a loom. Porcelain saucer. Ripples spreading across the pond. A green canvas bag. Peeling an orange. Brass compass. A butterfly resting on your finger. A wooden spoon. Firelight dancing on cabin walls. A ceramic vase. A goose waddling across grass. A blue linen bag. Snow piling up on a windowsill. A round glass ornament. Stirring a pot of stew over a fire. Copper pan. Sailboat drifting in the ocean. A wooden bench. Wheat swaying in an open field. A clay pipe. A blacksmith working iron on his anvil. A silk thread. Petals gently falling from the tree. A stone basin. grandmother, rolling out pie dough. Brass latch. A rabbit, nibbling clover. A wooden tray. Moonlight, reflecting on a lake. Pitcher of water. A shepherd, lazily watching his sheep graze. Cotton rag. Fog, slowly lifting from a river. A gray tin cup. A mother, braiding her daughter's hair. A glass dish. Crane, standing in reeds. A wool blanket. Embers, glowing in a fireplace. A wooden handle. Blowing dandelion seeds in the wind. A stone sphere. Steam, rising from a hot spring. A leather satchel. Lilies in a vase. Brass hinge. A lizard basking on a warm rock. A wooden lid. Leaves, gently spiraling down from trees. A lamp. A cobbler, carefully stitching a shoe. Soft, linen sheets. Starlight over a quiet meadow. Glass sphere. A duck gliding across a pond. A cotton ball. Winding a grandfather. Copper wire. Froth, forming on a blade of grass. A wooden post. A beekeeper tending their hives. A clay saucer. Waves lapping against the wooden dock. A silk handkerchief. Carving a walking stick. Stone block. A moth circling in porch light. A wool sock. Sunlight on a field of lavender. Tin lid. Potter trimming a bowl. A guitar pick. A blue Lego block. A black hoodie. A golden retriever rolling in the sun. A blue water bottle cap. Shadows moving across the wall. A foam roller. Tangled earbuds sitting on a desk. A dryer sheet. A barista wiping a countertop. An iPhone. Ice cubes melting in a glass. A skateboard leaning on a wall. A beige planter. A cat curled up on a couch cushion. A bottle of honey. A phone charger stretched on the floor. A frisbee being thrown. A green beanie. A mason jar. A roll of tape. A light switch. A yellow tote bag. A papyrus manuscript. A baseball cap. A little bouncy ball. A mechanical pencil. Steam rising from a coffee mug. A white t-shirt. A stress ball. Pancakes. A wallet on the nightstand. A fidget spinner. A remote control. A blue bandana. A lanyard. Smoke rising from a grill. A pen cap. A smoothie blender sitting on the kitchen table. A lint roller. A shower curtain. A laptop. A throw pillow. A pile of clean clothes laying on the ground. A folded newspaper. A diffuser releasing mist. A zip-up hoodie. A mattress pad. A cookie jar. A keychain. A pork step. A bowl of Halloween candy. A zipper. A longboard rolling down a sidewalk. A child picking dandelions. Frost melting off a windshield. A husky pawing at snow. A street light flickering on at dusk. A young woman tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. A tent flap rustling in the wind. A man loosening his tie. A paper bag crinkling. A toddler hugging a stuffed animal. A movie theater seat being folded up. A teenager doodling in a notebook. Dew dripping off of a leaf. A grandparent snoring in a recliner. A crosswalk signal slowly counting down. A librarian stamping a book. Pollen gently floating through sun. A skateboard pushing off. A laundromat dryer tumbling. A baker dusting flour off their hands. Coins going into a taximeter. Leaves skittering across pavement. An eraser taking a mistake off paper. A receptionist answering a phone. A claw machine descending into teddy bears. A bride adjusting her veil. Traffic cones all lined up. A groom straightening a tie. A photo booth curtain closing. A child eating ice cream off a cone. An ATM dispensing cash. A magician shuffling cards. A revolving sprinkler hissing. A clown twisting a balloon animal. A garage sale sign taped to a pole. A waitress balancing a tray. A flag waving in the gentle wind. A busker strumming their guitar. A garden hose coiled on the grass. A doorman tipping his hat. A popsicle dripping down a stick. Chauffeur opening a car door. Sand falling through an hourglass. A hostess calling your name. A pool tab popping off of a can. Parents reading a bedtime story. A welcome sign swinging in the wind. A chess player moving their queen. A menu standing on a table. A crossing guard waving kids across. The winning lottery tickets being scratched. A marquee sign flickering in the evening. A teacher writing on a whiteboard. A car blinker blinking before a turn. A caterer arranging appetizers. An awning extending into the afternoon sun. A deer drinking from a stream. Cotton bandana. Snow falling on a barn roof. Brass buckle. A potter Shipping clay on the wheel. A leather strap. Shadows of branches on a white wall. A wooden peg. Wind chimes on the porch. A blue ceramic plate. The early bird pulling a worm from the soil. A canvas apron. Smoke curling from a chimney. A tin pail. A little boy catching fireflies in a jar. Dark green wool scarf. Morning mist over a pond. Stone mortar. Little girl setting a table for dinner. Glass bead. An owl perched on a fence post. A wooden dowel. Dew forming on a spider web. A copper thimble. A farmer feeding chickens. A linen towel. Clouds drifting past the mountain peak. A clay brick. A lit lantern swaying in the wind. Brass ring. Green frog sitting on a lily pad. A wooden ruler. Bread cooling on a rack. A yellow ceramic tile. A horse grazing in a meadow. Cotton pouch. Wind rustling through bamboo. A glass paperweight. A monk raking gravel. A leather glove. Sunlight filtering through curtains. A wooden bowl. A man hanging laundry in the sun. Stone coaster. Bee landing on a flower. A gray wool cat. Icicles melting on a roof edge. A tin whistle. A leather satchel. Lilies in a vase. Brass hinge. A lizard basking on a warm rock. A wooden lid. Leaves gently spiraling down from trees. A lamp. A cobbler carefully stitching a shoe. Soft linen sheets. Starlight over a quiet meadow. Glass sphere. A duck gliding across a pond. A cotton ball. Winding the grandfather. Copper wire. Froth forming on a blade of grass. A wooden post. A beekeeper tending their hives. A clay saucer. Waves lapping against the wooden dock. A silk handkerchief. Carving a walking stick. Stone block. A moth circling in porch light. A wool sock. Sunlight on a field of lavender. Tin lid. Potter trimming a bowl. Porcelain figurine of a ballerina. A snail crossing a whetstone. An empty canvas sheet. Wood smoke lazily drifting through pine trees. brass nail. Paper plane. A leather cord. Turtle sunning on a log. A wooden toy block. Mist rising from a morning lake. Teal ceramic jar. A farmer plowing a field. A yellow ribbon. Rain pattering on a tin roof. A glass rod. Sparrow joyfully hopping along a fence. Copper bowl. A loaf of bread on our counter. A stone pestle. A fish jumping in the stream. A woolen vest. Shadows lengthening across the lawn. A wooden wedge. A baker dusting flour on bread. A clay cup. A dragonfly hovering over water. A cotton thread. Candlelight reflecting in a window. Brass button. Smooth river rocks. A leather belt. A goat climbing a rocky hill. A wooden rung. The moon on a cloudless sky. Porcelain plate. A carpenter sanding a plank of wood. A linen handkerchief. A graceful swan gliding on still water. A glass tube. A winding thread on a bobbin. A copper hook. A bowl of Halloween candy. A zipper. A safety pin. A small dipping bowl. A balcony railing. A metal straw. Air Jordan sneakers. A hair tie. Button-down t-shirt. Soft pillows on a bed. A pocketbook. A rubber grommet. A pager. The curly spine of a notebook. Frosted cupcakes. A ring. The lid of a mason jar. A drawstring. A large mug. A hand watch. A monocle. Earphones. A lamp. A candle holder. A large plant pot. The drawstring of a hoodie.